Hi everyone, it is me, Shondell Renee. Today is January the 26th. It's Saturday night. It is 7 o'clock Central Time. I just recorded the introduction video, which was, I'm doing these videos back to back because I thought about when I replayed my intro video, I said something, and what I meant to say was I said that I wasn't concerned and I'm not going to let my debt stress me. Well, what I meant to say was I am concerned about my debt, but I'm not going to let the debt stress me. So as I said, you see, the six-figure debt came through mostly with student loans, and I also have credit card debt. And during the time when I said I got laid off in 2014, probably that summer of 2000, I got laid off in November 2014. During the summer of 2014, I started a major renovation on my house. And when I did the major renovation, it was completed in actually October of 2014. And I didn't know I was going to be laid off. But when I planned it, I said I was going to put everything on credit card because I didn't want to take out a loan, on the house. And then lose my job, and then now I have to pay the house back, where I'm going to lose the house and the renovations that went in the house. So I didn't want to do that. So I said, if I lost my job, I prefer to have the bad credit instead of losing the house. So I have bad credit, but at least I have a house. So what I didn't also cover was the house I live in. It is my house. My grandparents built it. When they passed away, they passed it on to their children, which, like I said, there were 13 of them. And my mom, she ended up getting the house. She, basically paid out everybody their part, and she got the house. And she ended up, she had to go to Iraq. And when she came back from Iraq, she gave me the house, and she moved to New Mexico. So I live in a house that's already paid for, and I love the house and the renovations that were done. But like I said, it came at a pretty penny and a good cost, especially after I lost my job. So I had called all my creditors and let them know that, hey, look, I lost my job. Some of them, they offered where, you pay this fee a month, and when you lose your job, they'll either stop, where you don't have to make payments, or they will make the minimum payment for you until you find a job. And but not all credit card companies offer that. So some I was able to use that. The others, they were like, okay, we'll note this on your account, make the minimum payments basically. So I was able to make minimum payments on all my credit cards until I did find a job. But when I started working back for my company that I work for now, the pay was different. So I went salary. So when I was working before as a network analyst, I was getting paid hourly, and I basically could work as many hours as I wanted to, and I would get overtime. Plus I worked nights, so I got shift diff, and I was making more money. So I was able to then just pay off my credit cards. It didn't take long, probably a few months, and all of my credit cards will be paid off. But now with salary, you have a set salary. I lost the shift diff. I lost the overtime. So yeah, that took a toll. And after that, the debt was just snowballed. So that's how I got into debt. So my debt right now is sitting at, don't fall out, but it's probably at $252,000 in debt. That's student loans and credit card debt all in one big lump. My net worth is probably about a negative 170, I think. That's what I said. So I guess you're wondering, how did I figure out my net worth or my net worth? So what I did, there is a website. It's called Personal Capital. This website is amazing. When I say amazing, I mean it is truly amazing. So what you do, you set up an account, and I'll have a link below that you can check out. Chances are, if there's a link and I put it there, I do receive commission off of this link if you decide to use it. If not, just go to personalcapital.com and set up an account, because it is just, to me, I think you should know your net worth. It's good to know, whether you do anything with it or not. It doesn't matter. I think you should know your net worth. In it, you can put all your accounts. If you have mortgage, link all of your accounts, your 401k, your HSA accounts, your credit card accounts, your cars. Even if you don't have a note or more, a note on your car, you can still put the value of your car there, because that's an asset, sort of. It is an asset. And your home, all of that. Just put it all in this one account, and it keeps up with everything, even the stocks that you're investing in. It's all in this just one window, and it is so easy to use. I love it. Let me tell you. And it's free. Did I mention that it was free? It is free. So I will advise you to check that out soon, because it's amazing. And, you know, it will help you, and it might even motivate you to, once you see your net worth, you know, to be like, okay, this is what I need to do to get it, you know, better, or maybe even in the positive. Now, I'm paying on all my bills, and I'm still surviving, and I don't get a six-figure salary. I'm more between 65,000. I have two jobs. I do work my main job, and then I have a second job that I work. It's basically a work from home. I work 5 to 7 days a week. It's only an hour a day. I get paid like $10.80 an hour. But it's extra money that I can put toward my debt. So my thing is now is to get rid of my debt. And even though right now it seems impossible because it is so huge, that part I'm not letting bother me. I'm going to do the best I can. I've cut a lot of stuff. I've sold a lot of stuff. I'm still selling stuff. I have a storage house in the back. It's big. It looks like a real house, actually. It has 2 rooms. And I'm going through each of my containers, and I'm either selling, donating, or trashing. That's it. Those are the only options. It's just, you know, debt is just ridiculous. And probably if I knew then what I know now, I would have done things a lot different. But I can't look back and regret. I can't change the past. So it's just being in the present and knowing what I need to do to get myself out of this, to dig myself out of this. So God has sustained me thus far. I'm still healthy, as you see. I'm a big girl. I still have a roof. I have food, clothing, and shelter. So I am truly blessed beyond measure. And I'm working, you know, I'm researching, trying to find out ways to pay off debt faster. And everything that I learned, I'm definitely going to bring to this channel. It won't be all about just taxes, you know. It's going to be about finances, and even with healthcare. And, you know, a lot of things, like I said, mindset, that's another thing. Things that I definitely will talk about is being prepared, because you don't know at any given time when something will happen and you have to leave your job. Do you have a backup plan? What plan do you have in place? The government shutdown happened. This is, from what I hear, the longest government shutdown. You know, what plan do you have in place that will take care of you and your family, you know, if something like that happens? You know, do you have a plan? While things are good, you know, if you're working a job and you haven't been laid off, while things are good, start planning, start putting money to the side, start stocking up on money, and come up with a plan if you can't afford insurance, because health insurance is really expensive. And I'm in the mindset right now that really it's a game, and it is there to take your money. They don't really care about you, you know. So if I tell you a little bit about my health insurance, I have a high deductible health insurance, which means my deductible is $5,500, which means if I have to go to the hospital, they're not going to pay anything until I pay $5,500. So I pay a premium and I have to pay a deductible. That's literally, by the time you add the premium I pay plus my deductible, that's probably $7,000 to $8,000. Why not keep that $7,000 or $8,000 just in case I do have to go, you know, to the hospital? Then I got the money to pay for whatever procedure. Now, true enough, depending on what you have to go in for, a hospital stay could be $100,000, you know. And these are things that you have to think about. What works for me will not work for everybody else. You know, I go to the doctor once a year. Some of you may have to go more than once a year. So it's just having a plan if insurance is not an option. And I think people need to think about that. What if something happened? What is your plan so that, let's say things get rough at the job and it gets to the point where you're so stressed out, it's affecting your health and you really need to step off that job. Okay, can you just walk off the job and not feel nothing like I'm just leaving? Or are you staying at a job only because you have so many bills that you have to work? You know, so these are things that I think about, that I'm putting in place, that where I get to the point where, you know, I can walk off my job and be like, I'm not worried about it because I have a plan in place. So the whole purpose of the video was definitely to tell you about personal capital, to get set up so you can see your net worth, and also to start making plans. You know, if everything is going great at your job, that's great. I'm happy. That's good. But you need to be planning. You know, it reminds me of a story in the Bible where they were talking about Joseph in the Old Testament. So Joseph interpreted the king's dreams and told him that there were going to be 7 good years and then 7 years of famine. So during the 7 good years, what did they do? They stocked up. You know, they stocked up, they put away the corn, they had warehouses where they put the food in. Everybody stocked up. So when the 7 years of famine came, they were prepared. They were selling stuff. You know, all the other countries came to them for food and for bread, and they were selling stuff. They were making money. So think about that and relate that to your life. The 7 good years, start learning. I mean, you ain't got to go back to college. You know, there are educational platforms on here like Udemy, udemy.com, Udemy. And you can take classes for like $15, $20 or less on a specific thing. If you want to know more about financing, if you want to know more about construction work, or whatever it is you want to learn, you can get that. Or use YouTube. YouTube is awesome for learning how to do everything from cook to, I mean, whatever it is you want to learn. And that's free. Right now, it's free. So my advice is to, while it's good, if you're in that season where it's a good season, start planning, because good things do come to an end. And one of the things I do, I definitely depend on God. I look to God for everything. God has led, and you know, He's helped me through a lot of things, helped me to see a lot of things. So my trust is in Him. He has never let me down. Even when I was laid off, He never let me down. I was always fed. I always had shelter. You know, I have vehicles that are paid for and they are working. So, you know, I thank God for that. And, you know, it's just, but as I read the Bible from, you know, Genesis to Revelations, there's so much in there that pertains to us today, especially in the Old Testament. There's so much in there about even organizations, being a leader, managing money, and it's just a lot. So I'm going to be talking about that too. So just stay tuned, and thank you for being with me today. And I look forward to talking to you later. Bye.